Mike, we were talking before. I thought Casey was taping this thing. We're talking about the NBA.
I don't go in the vault.
Just hit the All-Star break, and we want to talk about the first half, an overview. Before we get to that, let's bring up this All-Star game. It's made for TV, and I think it's not very good TV the whole weekend, especially the Saturday stuff. I think they should almost do away with that, but. Gee, get Kenny Smith away from being the moderator of it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Some of the made-for-TV aspects to me were just very strange. TNT, it seems like it's taken this really almost participatory or at the site host role in the All-Star Weekend. I think to the point that it is a little bit over the top. And the slam dunk contest, they keep trying to rework it to figure out a way. I think that's a dinosaur. That almost is going. I think people still enjoy that skills competition and the 3-point shot. That's okay. That's fine. And the rookie second year game, whatever they call that, that's okay too. But
some of the different twists.
Yeah, too much.
But I will say this: the 3-point shooting contest. When Kevin Love, a power forward, wins, it was 17. Larry Bird would do that in one round.
Well, some years, not always. I mean, that's
Craig Hodges. These guys were scary good out there.
Kevin Love is a pretty skilled basketball player.
He is.
I mean, I know that's not what you're saying, but
I like
he's a pretty skilled basketball player.
So about the first half of the NBA season, then we'll talk about the Sixers as well. The first half of the season, to you, how would you rate the quality of play?
I think the quality of play has been adversely affected by the lockout and the compressed schedule. I don't think there's any question about that. And injuries are going to be a huge factor going forward and into the playoffs. I think that's going to be. I think getting everybody healthy is going to be more important than having home court advantage. It's going to be more important than what your seed is. I mean, that stuff is. It's going to be different in that regard. And I think this NBA season is about. Is about LeBron James getting over. LeBron James has allowed the world to crawl inside his head, and he's got this problem, and he cost his team the championship last year because of that problem, whatever it is, and he's got to get over it, and that's the NBA season. That's what it comes down to, but that's down the road. That's going to be in June, So right now, it's just about the regular season, which is a long grind. I still enjoy the NBA. I think it's been good. I think the TV ratings have been good. I think the league is relatively healthy, but the lockout and this compressed schedule is going to be an issue going forward.
You said a lot. Let me jump on a couple of things. I think the schedule is just crazy, and I think the smart teams are the ones when they have those 3 games in a row say, hey, we'll give you the third game. We're going to rest.
And Greg Popovich has done that blatantly, not even announcing that he's doing it.
But the injuries have been a big factor. I think the Sixers were able to jump off to a quick start, but now we're starting to see what the Sixers are really all about. And they're still limited in the half-court setting. They still need is it a go-to player, but more of a guy that down the stretch of a game that can hit the big shot on a regular basis.
I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's Drew Holiday. I think Drew Holiday is a problem. He's not. I think he's regressing. Most teams, it's a point guard-driven league right now. Most teams in the league have a guy who can have the ball out front. You come and set a ball screen, he goes, and that is you get half-court offense just out of that. Right. And Drew Holiday has been playing long enough now that he ought to be becoming that guy, and he's not. And you can't say it's because he's young, because Jeremy Lin's better at it than he is, who's played 10 games.
Right.
So I think, not to dump on him, because he is a young kid, and he's a talented player, but I think they're too easy to guard in the half court, and I think the single biggest reason why is they don't have that point guard who can be the driving engine of creating shots in the half court, and I think he's the problem. He's got to get better.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the offseason, because if he doesn't get better during this time, this is his third year. He's under, everybody agrees, a very good coach.
Who I think is becoming frustrated with him.
I think so, too.
I think Doug is becoming very frustrated with Drew Holiday.
I think you're right. So it'll be interesting to see. They're not going to do anything at the trade deadline, run with these guys.
Right.
And Andre Iguodala makes the All-Star team. But one thing I want to say about that is he's supposed to be the shutdown defender, and I think he's very good on that team. But in the clutch, they've lost 4 games on buzzer-beater shots. He's guarded the guy that hit the winning shot on 3 of those occasions.
Okay, I'll give you a couple of those. I mean, a couple of those were...
Yeah, a couple were great shots.
Yeah.
But he's still the guy that's on it. I'm thinking,
I understand what you're saying.
He's your shutdown defender.
That's fair.
And they're losing games.
That's fair.
What can you do without that? So he's now an all-star. Can him and Drew Holiday get you back to superstar? There's going to be some moves. This team is not going to stay the same with the guys they have now. And I think the league as a whole, it's probably the Heat because we've seen they've got the talent, they've got a bench now, and who's going to come out of the West? And like you said, does LeBron get over the mental? I don't know what it is.
Whatever it is. We're not psychologists, and maybe you need to be to know what it is.